Drills Talk, episode 138. In this episode, we're going to discuss the top 4 ways to guarantee success. This is based on a blog I wrote in the past entitled Stack Evidence of Talent. Guarantee success. How can I guarantee success? No one can guarantee success, right? Well, I disagree with that. I think there are methods you can take to absolutely guarantee success. You may not get to exactly where you want to get to. You might not be doing exactly what you set out to do. But to guarantee success, to be successful in comparison to where you are now, absolutely, I can guarantee it. In the 4 principles we're going to discuss right now. Let's go.
Created by the great wizard of the new world.
Drills Talk, episode 138. In this episode, we're going to discuss the top 4 ways to guarantee success. But before you get started, please like, subscribe, show your love however you would like to show your love. Here we're an entrepreneurship / mindset based channel. Every Monday we have a new blog. Every Wednesday there's a new Drills Talk. And I just want you guys to know that this is the place to come if you need that little push, you need that little extra oomph to get over the hump, or you're having a bad day, or you just need a little instruction. I feel that this is the place, and I hope that you stick with us. Let's get started. Number 1. Number 1 is to stack evidence of talent. Now, I wrote a blog about this, and the link's in the description. Stacking evidence of talent is the best thing you can do. Ask yourself, if someone can come to your place of residence, can they come visit you at your home and look around and know exactly what your talent is? If the answer is no, we got some work to do, but they should. If you are walking into someone's home, you should have an idea of what their talent is, if they are creators, if you are befriending someone and you have no idea what their special skill or their talent is, then there's an issue, right? So if that's you, if you have friends around you that don't have any idea of what your special talent is or what your aspirations are because there's no evidence of it, I'm speaking to you right now. And if I'm not speaking exactly to you and you know people in your circle that I should be speaking to, you share this with them, please. Stacking evidence of talent should be a no-brainer, but I'm going to use me as an example in this. Prior to me getting very serious into content creation, I had all these aspirations. I even took, the liberty of writing it down on paper, but I had no evidence of anything that I wanted to do. I wanted to write a movie. I wanted to write books. I wanted to get into acting. I wanted to create music. I wanted to have music played in the background of movies and TV shows and commercials, but I had no evidence of that talent anywhere around me. So I made a promise to myself that from that day on, I was going to create content on a weekly basis to stack evidence of exactly what it is I wanted to do, what I had aspirations to do. And that way, when the opportunities come, I'm not scrambling to create. I'm just going back to what I've already created and supplying the people who need exactly what I've already had. I suggest you do the same thing. If you're a painter, paint. If you are, a sculptor, sculpt. If you are an actor, act. Whatever it is you do, do it. And that's the way to, step 1 to guaranteeing success. You must do what it is you want to do. And it doesn't matter if the scale is low right now. Low scale leads to higher scales. So you start with an audience of 0, so you're prepared for an audience of millions. Number 2. Number 2 is to search for your audience / customers, right? Who's going to benefit from what you're creating? All of that evidence that you're stacking from principle 1, who is that for? And maybe you have an idea, or maybe you don't know, but that's the work that you have to do. Like, who is my audience? What is this for? What am I creating? Who does it benefit? That's your audience. What's an issue? I have a solution. Who has that issue? That's how we have to think when we're talking about guaranteeing success. If you are known to be the person to have all these aspirations, but there's no real track record of doing those things, then you already have half of what you need. You have the aspiration. Now, you're going to write that down. Absolutely. You're going to write that down. And you're going to say, I want to do this. I want to do that. But remember, I was in that position also. After writing that down, you have to make sure action follows. Otherwise, you're just writing in a book, right? Or you're typing in an application. Doesn't really mean much without action. But once you have that action and you're starting to stack that evidence, you need to know who this is for. Who's going to benefit from this? Who needs to see this? Who needs to hear this? Who needs to read this? Who needs to experience this? Who needs this solution? And it is our job, once we create all that evidence, to find who exactly the audience is. Where are my customers? Where are my fans? That's part of the job. But we need to stack the evidence first. Number three. Number three is to promote yourself / your work. We have the evidence. We stacked a lot of it, right? We looked at who our audience is. We found them, we believe, right? We'll get confirmation later. We found who we think our audience is. Now we must promote ourselves, because when we found that audience, we had to search for them. We don't want to have our audience have to search too hard for us. You know, we want to make sure evidence of our talent is out there and readily available and easy to find, as easiest to find as you can make it. We have, free advertising. We have paid advertising. You need a mixture of both. You need to make sure you expose yourself to your audience that you've just found from applying principle number 2. So now it's time to, promote yourself, get yourself out there. Hiding your face. I mean, what are we doing that for? I don't understand the hiding your face thing if you want people to know who you are. Now, if you have a talent to where they don't need to see your face and you're a little shy, then fine, by all means. But people have a tendency to flock towards seeing a face because they can identify with what they're following. They can identify with the movement because they can attach it to a person. Now, if you want to find out a way to, circumvent that, that's fine. But just understand that if you put a face to something, it's a better chance of people flocking to it. Now, promoting yourself. Say you have an answer to a problem and you feel that, hey, Jules, I hear you, but for my solution, I really don't have to put my face out there. Fine. Think about getting a spokesperson to have a face to that answer. Let's say Steve Jobs was the face, right, of Apple. He passed away, but when you think of Apple, still think of him, and he's been gone for a while. So putting a face to something, putting a face to your answer, putting a face to your solution, even if it's a mascot or something that you're selling, you have them in a commercial, putting that face to something allows people to identify with your brand. And it's just a little better than the mysteriousness of, oh, well, this is the answer to my solution, but who created that answer? Who's associated with that answer? And people will walk the other way because they have no answer to that question. So just consider that if you do want to, hide your face and don't want to put yourself out there, have a face to take your place. Number 4. Number 4 is to become a muse. Become the reason why someone else does something. Have your talent breed other talent. It's a way to stay around for a longer time than we can make sure we stay around. So Michael Jackson's been gone for a while. His influence is still in music and you can hear it, right? Which in turn makes it so he's still around. It seems as if, that's that Michael Jackson feel. Like, do you hear that? Yeah, I hear that. Like, that is something that you can do to make sure not only you're successful, but you stay around longer than, the time you have on this earth. Another perk is you can become even more of a success after your death. Now, I know most people want their success now, want to be here and experience it. But if you're an artist, say a painter, you look at the history. Most of the painters are very popular or become very popular after death. A lot of writing and poetry and plays and things like of that sort and that nature become very popular as far as the writer, become very popular after their death. Now, I know it's a little selfish and you're saying, no, I want to experience that now. And because we're in the information era, we have a larger chance of getting ourselves out there and experiencing a little fame for what we are creating or giving the world now as opposed to after death. But just understand that if you are an artist and your care is mostly to have your art appreciated for the long haul, then understand that you have your entire life to work because there's a higher chance of your popularity increasing after death. It's just the truth. So become a muse. Take someone under your wing, help someone, move it, or pay it forward is what they say. Get yourself out there and then help somebody else get themselves out there. And before you know it, you'll be inspiring people that you didn't even know you were inspiring. It's a wonderful feeling. Just say, take your largest entertainer that you know and see if they have ever, made you want to do something a little better. They have no idea, right? But and that's what matters. That's a success. Drills Talk, episode 138. These are the top 4 ways to guarantee success. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's drills.com. Check this shit out. It's Drills.